In this video, we're going to continue talking about triangles. Specifically, we are going to determine what type of triangle is formed if we have three sides that will make up a triangle. So to begin, we've got three types of triangles that we're going to be looking at. One is acute, obtuse, and a right triangle. We are going to be using this formula, which is also called the Pythagorean theorem, where a squared plus b squared, and then we're going to determine if it is equal to c squared, or if it's smaller than c squared or greater than c squared. The one thing that we have to remember if we go back to the video before that is that in our formula that we're going to use, c, which is our hypotenuse, is always going to be our longest side. So for example, if I have a triangle and I have sides 4, 5, and 6. If I look at these three sides, the first thing I need to determine, is this a triangle? Well, if I take and I label them, where this is A, B, and my longest side is C, in the previous video we said that if my A and B add together and is greater than C, then it will form a triangle. So yes, this will form a triangle, but we're trying to determine what type of triangle is formed. So if I use the formula of A squared plus B squared, and then I see how that's related to C squared, then I can determine what type of triangle is formed. If I take 4 squared, which is my A, and I add it to 5 squared, which is my B, and I figure out what's the relationship with the sum of those compared to my C squared, which is 6, I can determine what kind of triangle it is. Well, remember, it's not 4 times 2, but 4 times 4, so I get 16 plus 5 times 5 is 25. How is that related to 6 times 6, which is 36? Add these together, and I get 41 to 36. Well, 41's greater, so it's greater than. And if I go up here and I look at these, the sum of my A and B squared is greater than C squared, so this would make an acute triangle. Let's look at another one. So if I've got three sides, and we're going to say we've got the sides 2, 3, and 4 this time, and I go ahead and I label these A, B, and C because 4 is my greatest side. First thing I need to determine is, do these make a triangle? Well, if I take A and B and add them together, I get 7, which is greater than C. So yes, this will form a triangle. Now I use my formula. So I'm going to take 2 squared and add it to 3 squared. Find the relationship to 4 squared. If I do my math, I get 4 plus 9 related to 16. 13 to 16, 16's greater. If I look up here, that will make an obtuse triangle. My last situation that I have is that if I have the sides 3, 4, and 5, and you're going to find out that this is a classic example of the sides 3, 4, and 5, or sides that are related to 3, 4, and 5 that are similar to this, you are going to see that this is A, B, and C. If I determine that this is a triangle again, I take side A and B, add them together, I get 7, and it is indeed greater than 5, which is my hypotenuse. Now I can determine what kind of triangle is formed. 3 squared plus 4 squared, how's that related to 5 squared? 9 plus 16 related to 25. 25 to 25 means they are equal. This is a classic right triangle of if you have a side of 3, 4, and 5, it forms a right triangle. A right triangle following this format is also called the Pythagorean theorem, which we will use in a later lesson.